also I heard Dana say that Islam's going to fight Beneil Dariush next.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I asked him that in the ring. I said, would you contemplate that fight again? I forget what he said now. I think he said no. He said, I'm just focusing on the belt. But then Dana said this week that Conor will probably fight for the belt. Well, he didn't say probably. He said may fight for the belt upon his return.
That is so crazy. Islam Makhachev must fight Beneil Dariush next since he turned down Rafael dos Anjos.
Huh.
Oh, so he turned him down this week after he allegedly flip-flopped on a short notice replacement fight on Saturday. What? So he's punishing him for not doing something stupid? Because that's not a wise move to fight in the main event. You're right about to fight for the title.
No. I agree.
He put his hand up to fight Dos Anjos in a bout that has been canceled 3 times before. Dos Anjos was all in on the situation, even offered to move up to welterweight to alleviate the pressure off Makhachev for a big weight cut. The momentum died there, though, because shortly thereafter it was confirmed that Renato Moicano would fight Dos Anjos. The former UFC champ and Makhachev subsequently blamed each other for the falling out. UFC President Dana White offers some clarity, and he pointed the finger at Makhachev and said that his team said the fight is not happening. He said, I thought we had it done, White said. And when I went to bed one of the nights before, I thought it was done. Woke up the next morning and found out that Makhachev turned it down. The thing is, if Makhachev beat Dos Anjos right after he beat Bobby Green like that, he's undeniable.
There's no question.
Yeah.
He's on a 10-fight win streak as it is.
And he looks like a monster. I mean, it seems like a good fight for him. Like Dos Anjos, no disrespect, but it seems like for Makhachev, he's looked so good. The way he looked against Drew Dober, the way he looked against Dan Hooker, he's a fucking killer, man.
I talked myself into thinking that Bobby Green was going to have a real shot in that fight. I thought, you look at the wrestling that Bobby's got. He's going to come into this one with no pressure. He's got nothing to lose. Everybody's already kissing his ass. Wow, what a warrior, stepping up last minute. He can box. He's got experience. I'm like, Bobby Green might do this. He fucking went straight through him like he was nothing. No offense, Bobby. But
he's an animal. I would like to see Bobby Green fight him with a full camp. When Bobby Green had just gotten off of the fight Hasparat, and he fought a tough fight, goes the full distance, 3 rounds, and then right after that, it's like a short amount of time later, he gets 10 days notice to fight Makhachev, and I think he was like 190 something before he began the cut.
Well, the thing is, what was so impressive about Makhachev was because, you're up against the fence, you're fighting for underhooks and all the rest of it, and that typically becomes a little bit of a stalemate there. But when he level changed from having an underhook, level changed to the legs, people try and do that, but normally some people get an underhook in, and that's it, you can't get it. But the speed of what Islam did it in was just, it was like lightning. It was just, jump.
He
had his hands together.
Too. Fuck, his control is epic. But Bobby did avoid the first takedown attempt.
Yes.
And, Bobby, it's so hard, man. When a guy takes a fight on 10 days notice, I say to the man who won the UFC middleweight title on 11 days notice? How many days notice did you get?
It was 2 weeks notice, but I still had to finish filming this movie I was on. So I had a couple of days filming still. I don't know, 2 weeks.
So somewhere in the same range, and you won the title. So,
it is what it is. Styles make fights, though. Islam Makhachev ain't going to stand and go toe-to-toe with you.
Right. And if he does, the thing is he can do that, too. That's the thing about Makhachev. Is like his stand-up is elite. It's very good. It's very good.
But 10 fights in a row, it would have been great. It would have been really impressive and sexy and great for the fans if he did that. Because I thought that would be the fight that UFC would try and make, and it looks like it was.
If Dana said that Makhachev now has to fight Beneil Dariush before he can fight for the title, I think that sets up a Conor fight. I think that might be why he did it.
Well, that's probably why,
let's
be honest.
Why he
because
really
Conor was at Bellator last Friday, and he did an interview, and he said, I think I'm coming back and fighting for the belt. And then,
it's kind of crazy.
UFC lightweight Islam Makhachev. And Islam, first of all, thank you for the time. Thank you for speaking to me. Let's get right to it, man. I think a lot of people want to hear your side of the story. So they're looking for a replacement at UFC 272. You go on Twitter and say you're willing to fight him at 170 pounds. The fight doesn't happen. Dana says it's you. You were the one that turned it down. What happened last week in regards to this fight?
Brett, Dana said I turned down this fight, but Monday morning when when I wake up, I just saw some news like Fizzy have COVID, the fight is canceled, and I've been in California in vacation, and I wake up and call my manager. Hey Ali, I saw some news. Please call UFC and say I'm ready for take this fight. But and I ask about some condition, very small condition, nothing big for not possible to do, and not UFC call me, not Ali call me. I wake up and I call Ali and I tell him, hey, contact with UFC, please. I want this fight. But UFC cannot, the UFC not do it. That's why it's fight not happen, and that's it. But now let's like everybody like people think UFC called me and like try to make this fight, but I call UFC and I ask about this fight. But anyway, I sit in first row, watch this fight. Dos Anjos not my level fighters, and what he can give me. If I beat him, people like still be talking like this is old man. He's not from top 5, and that's it. Now then I say Islam have to fight versus Dariush. I'm have no problem fight with him, but who have to fight for the title next? I don't know. Who we have there? Poirier, he lose many times. Chandler lose, like Hooker or Tony Ferguson. Everybody who have to fight for the title. I don't understand.
Why did you initially want to fight Dos Anjos? If you're in California enjoying yourself, what made you turn around?
I just want to help UFC, like for the fans, for the everybody, because this is like pay-per-view show, it's big show, and I just ask for very small condition, but UFC say no, and that's it.
What were they? What conditions were you asking for?
I don't want to talk about this. Very small, nothing big, nothing big.
Well, weight was one thing, right? You wanted to fight at 170 pounds.
Yeah,
Daniel said
170 pounds. I come back to Vegas all day. I'm in the weight. Come back to Vegas, cancel all my vacation, and UFC say no. Not UFC. Like one thing, not UFC call me about this fight. I call UFC about this fight. I call Ali. Hey, please make this happen, and ask about just very small condition.
Dos Anjos said that he heard that you asked for $1 million. So I got to ask if that's
no,
accurate.
not $1 million, not $1 million, 100% not $1 million.
Okay.